D'accord. On commence avec nouvel chapitre. Aujourd'hui, une sortie entre amis. As I just discussed, une sortie, that is nothing but an outing. Entre is between or among. Ami is friends. Now you need to understand some things about this word ami. Let's clear it out. The core word is this. This is masculine singular. It means a friend. But if you have to change it into feminine, this is ami. If you have to change it to the plural, you simply put an S with ami. Pronunciation is same, but it will become friends. And if the group is whole feminine group, you will take the spellings of feminine and then you will put S. That will become ami again, but in that case, it will refer that this is the group only for the girls, only girls are there. This is the mixed group. This is only masculine in the singular form or mixed group. This is only and only feminine. But all of them, they have one core meaning, friend, friends. That's it. Now we have a dialogue. Today we are going to start with a reading, as this is reading today. We can see 3 people. That's the ambience. That's the case of outing. You can see some things are there, eatables are there on the table. They're talking, they're eating, they're chatting maybe. So let's see what their dialogue is about, and then we will go with some vocabulary of the eatables as well today. So, 3 amis sont dans un restaurant. From here, you can note the word un restaurant and article along with that. This is very important now that you write every new word with the article. 3 amis sont dans un restaurant. 3 friends are in a restaurant. We have already decided the characters, so let's begin with the talk. Okay, Ellen?
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ton M?
Andre?
J'aime les frites et la pizza.
Et toi, Alain, qu'est-ce que c'est que toi aimes manga? Manga?
J'aime la pizza.
Moi, nous mettons ensemble.
Okay.
Las toi? Tu as un concours, Alain?
Ah oui, je vais chanter et danser.
Tu chantes aussi?
Ah oui, je chante et je joue du piano aussi.
Formidable. Bonne chance.
Bonne chance, Alain.
Merci beaucoup. Okay. Now we have noted some odd words over here. Somewhere we have put S, somewhere it is just coming in the ER form. We were unable to read them correctly. These are nothing but the ER forms that we are going to start today. Very interesting, very important, and yet very simple. Remove your all the convention about the English language verbs. That was the first form, second form, third form, finish. Here, we will change the conjugation with each subject. We have je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, pluriel. With all of them, the conjugation of the subject will change. Till now, we have seen the spelling changes in the previous chapter as well. There I told you that once we will be in the conjugation section, we will come to know why the spellings are changing and we will come to know how they have to change. So from today, this is the most important grammar topic that we are starting. That is les verbes, verbs. In general, in French, there are 3 groups of the verbs. Okay, but some books, they do write that the 4th group is the irregular one. So the main three groups are decided by their endings. In French, we decide or put the verb into the group according to its ending. That is the first lesson you need to remember from now onwards. There are some verbs which end in the ER. This is the first group. There are some verbs which end in IR. That is considered to be the second group. And there are some verbs which are RE. They belong to the third group. Today, we are going to start with the first group. And don't worry about their ranking and all, you will get to know easily. That will become your habit to catch them. Now, what to do when it comes to the ER ending verb as a conjugation? First, let's learn the rule. What do? When you see it is a regular verb and it ends in ER, the one verb you do remember is aime. Do we remember this verb? We did in the vegetable chapter, we did in the color chapter as well.
Yes.
There are two meanings of it, to love and to like. There are two steps that you need to follow. The first, we remove ER from the end of the verb. This is your first step. Whatever verb is there, you remove ER. Removed. Replace it with appropriate endings. This is the second step. And once you have removed E, you need to put corresponding endings with each subject pronoun. That is E for je, ES for tu, E and E for il and L, ONS for no, EZ for woo, ENT for both il and L plurial. Let's see how we did it. From here, we dropped the ER. So we are left with just AIM. So what you need to do is initially, you take all of your subject pronouns, je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. Once you have written them, then right beside the spelling of the stem, इसको stem बोलते हैं, जो बच गया. Write everywhere AIM, AIM, AIM. You can see everywhere it is written. AIM, 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 AIM. After that, you start one by one and put the ending, corresponding ending. First ending is E, so you will put E. And here, as I told you earlier as well, that there are two spellings for je. For I pronoun, JE and J apostrophe. The verbs which are starting with the vowel, that case, we drop E and we take this form, J apostrophe. For tu, you can see the second ending is ES. Tu aim. Because ऐसा हम बोलेंगे नहीं, E अपना पूरा sound M को दे देगा. Tu aim. Even in je it is happening, but je में लियाजो भी हो रहा है. J. Then for both of il and L, we will take E. So it will become il aim, L aim. Because again, the function of E is to give its whole sound to M, aim. Next ending is ONS. You can see for no position we have added ONS. Here the sound will change little bit. Why? Because no doubt that ONS has came, but liazo is still there. One word is ending in consonant and the another one is starting with A. And we know with the combination of S and A, we get the sound of za. So it will become nu zemo because aim is there. So zemo, z sound is there. At the end of woo, the next ending is ez. And the liaison will give its sound again for z. It will become woo, ze, me. Here the interesting part comes. You will write ENT, EN. Now we generally do that we drop T and we give the EN sound to O. But इस case में ऐसा नहीं. Here you will consider both N and T as a consonant and you will not give any sound to them. The whole sound of E will be given to A. Conjugations के दौरान ऐसे ही करना sound. So it will become il-zame because liazo will happen and el-zame. Same case. We will not give any sound to N and T as they both are consonant and E will give its whole sound to aim. So all in all, what you need to remember is jame, tuame, illame, elame, and in the end, ilzame, elzame. End में एक जैसी sound है aim, aim, aim. The sound changes at only two positions. No, ze, mo, because this is the o sound. S का कोई sound नहीं है and woo, ze, me. And this I have told you many times now that E, Z and ER both have the same sound of A. This is what we needed to do today. It's very important to begin with. I hope this is clear. Let's remove everything from here and try one more verb together. All right. This is the vowel verb that we have done. Consonant, they don't take any liaison, में कोई liaison नहीं होना. And there are no dropping of E and nothing is happening over there. That case is entirely same and simple as well. But regular ER verbs में यही steps रहने हैं. You will remove the ER, you will get the stem and you will add the endings E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, EN. That you need to remember for the ER verb. Now, I will take another verb, IIThe. This is also starting with a vowel. Although it is with H, but H is the partial vowel. Remember, that is what we are going to consider over here. Let's make it together. Here. Okay. So the verb we have is IIThe. Remember the sounds always. IIThe. ER का sound भी A होता है. IIThe is to live, basically. Now, if I have to write the conjugation of it, first thing I need to do is see what subject pronoun I need to have. Je or je apostrophe. To decide, it can be decided from the इसको infinitive बोलते हैं. जब ये ऐसी language में पढ़ा हुआ ना, this is called infinitive. अभी के लिए we haven't done anything. This is in its infinitive form, means unchanged one. अभी कोई conjugation नहीं हुई है अपनी real form में. So from infinitive itself, see what is the first letter. If it is a vowel, you will choose these spelling, J apostrophe, and if it is a consonant, you will choose JE. Now what it is? Is it a vowel or is it a consonant?
Vowel.
Vowel. It's a partial vowel. H here is a partial vowel. So we have to follow the rule of the vowel. That means we will choose J apostrophe and we will eliminate J for this vowel. Okay? Then we'll write all other subject pronouns to, then we will have il, el, ill को एक साथ भी लिख सकते हैं and separately also. No, no, and then il, el. Another thing. Now, the first step, we need to remove ER from the spellings. जब हमने conjugation लिखनी. That means this, if you remove the ER, I will be left with the spellings HABIT. Is it true?
Yes.
Yes.
This is called stem. All right. Now let's go with the stem. All right. I will write stem everywhere. HIBT. HIBT. I will add the stem here also. Later on, once you have practiced, you can write ill and both together. Singular wala bhi, plural wala bhi, because they have the same conjugation. But while you are practicing it new, take them separately. You will have more practice. Done. We are done with the first step. Now, in the next step, we have to add the ending. And the ending was E, ES, then E, E, ONS, EZ. This is for the regular ER group. And then ENT and ENT at the end. Okay, we will add. This is E. This is ES. First step E. Second step ES. Then again E. E. For nu it is ONS. For wu it is EZ. For ill, L plurial, for both the cases, it is ENT, ENT. Now, if you add them all and make them together, the first one will become simply j'habite. Next is tu habites. Il habite. Elle habite. Here also the liaison will happen. Nous habitons. Vous habitez. Ils habitent. Elles habitent. Now, if you are wondering about the pronunciation, you know already that H is a partial vowel. We just did so. That is why we are not liaisoning the sound with H. That is silent throughout. We are saying j'habite. Then tu का sound भी एक के साथ relate किया है. Tu habites. Il habite. Elle habite. Nous habitons. S and A का लिहाज हो रहा है. H is eliminated totally from the sound. Vous habitez. Ils habitent. Elles habitent. This is what we have talked about already. H is a partial vowel, so rules it will follow for the partial. That is why हमने starting में j पोस्ट तरफ का इस्तेमाल किया है. But there is no sound as well of H until and unless it is ashmue. So there is no sound. Linkage of sound is with the next word, which in most of the cases is a. So that is why liaison is happening. That's it. For the ER rule. That's the rule you need to learn. Okay. Now let's take one more example. We'll take now the starting of which is in the consonant. The parent verb of this group is, the ER group is parler. Parler or parler is to speak. It's very easy again. First thing, first rule, you will drop ER. Okay. So let's say I'm writing je pars, pars. And ending is simply the E. So it will become je parle. L, because E is there. Then tu is there, and with stem, which is PARL, we need to add ES. Tu parles. With il and L both, stem is PARL, and then ending is simply E. Again, il, elle parle. Then with nu, add the stem, which is PARL, and the ending, which is ONS. Nous parlons. And at the end, vous parlez, and the ending is EZ. Vous parlez. Il and L, both of them will take the same ending. This is your stem, PARL, after removing the ER from parler, and you will put the ending ENT. So pronunciation goes, je parle, tu parles, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. Okay? Now, what is the usage? What does it mean? We know how to make them, but how to use them in the sentences. Let's learn that now. I told you this is the beginning and this is the present tense. Here in French, tenses or conjugations साथ साथ चलती हैं. It will not be happening that you are doing a tense and conjugations are not changing. And if conjugations have changed, तो tense नहीं change. They go hand in hand. Here, je parle has three meanings. I speak, I am speaking, and I do speaking. Individually, continuous tense does not exist in French. For tu parles, tu is in the familiar condition. So for tu parles, it will be you speak, you are speaking, or you do speak. All of them are same. For il, you can write he or she speaks. ये तीनों मीनिंग है इसके. He or she is speaking, or he or she does speak. All of them are considered for il parle. He speaks, he do speak, he does speak, he is speaking. तीनों meaning में il parle is used. It's rather easy, I can say. We speak, we are speaking, we do speak. तीनों का एक ही replacement चाहिए हमें French में, that is nous parlons. And if you have to say for many people or a group that you speak, you are speaking, and you do speak. Even then, and they are unfamiliar to you, obviously, or a group, either it is unknown or a group, so you will use vous. You just need vous parler. And if you have to say they speak, whether it's your mixed group or just the masculine group or the feminine group, you know the rules. Subject pronoun में आते हैं. It is they speak. The three meanings are they speak, they are speaking, they do speak. All right. So whether I have to say that I am speaking, I speak, yeah, I do speak. Let's say we take an example. For example, I take one sentence. I speak French. Even if I have to say, I am speaking French. यहाँ am से confuse नहीं हो जाना कि एत्र लगानी है. That is not needed because एत्र is the existence, your state of being. You yourself is not speaking. You are not बातचीत. You are a person. So you will never use एत्र for yourself for that case. And even if you have to say, I do speak French, you just need to see what is speak firstly, that is parler. And what is the subject pronoun for I? That is je. तो speak की conjugation क्या है je के साथ? That is je parle. So we will write firstly je parle, and French is français. So I will just use this Je parle français. And there should be cedil. Je parle français. That should be X. D'accord? Start with the conjugation of these ER ending verbs now. First, I'll give you their pronunciation and their meaning, and then we can start ahead with the conjugations. And we are going to spend some time over the conjugations because these ER ending verbs, they are the base of so many advanced tenses in the French. So we will not take them lightly. There are some spelling changing rules are there. There are variety of the ER verbs, basically. And it is the big group. And most of the verbs in the ER category are regular except the one that we have already done, which was ale. सिर्फ वही है जो irregular है इस group में, बाकी सब regular. इसमें से we have already done parler, which is to talk or to speak. Now, the another verbs that you need to use is the chanter, which is to sing, regarder, which is to see, habiter is to live, jouer is to play, danser is to dance, colorier is to color, detester is to dislike, compter is to count, and obviously aimer is to love or to like. That was the two sentences that we learned there. J'aime, je déteste. वो conjugation के according था. And now let's go back to the mistakes that we have done. अब यहाँ पे हमारे लिए आसान हो जाएगा. So the first one was qu'est-ce que. This is qu'est-ce que. Please make sure that you remember the pronunciation. And now we know there is no pronunciation of S, and E will give its whole sound to M. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes? What is that you like, or what is this you like? J'aime means I like. Les frites et le pizza. Some fries and the pizza. Et toi là, and you là. Qu'est-ce que? Again, this is qu'est-ce que. What is this or what is that? Tu aimes. Again, we know this is the conjugation according to the tu. Now you know the spellings. Manger. Manger is again ER verb, which means to eat. You can include this also in your conjugation list, but there is a category to it. अभी के लिए इसको leave करते हैं ना. Meaning याद रखो. Manger is to eat. What is that you like to eat? Andre said, j'aime la pizza. I like the pizza. Ellen said, bon, nous mangeons. That is not mangon. E lagi hui hai. So with E, G gives you the je sound. Remember the sounds also. You can refer to the previous chapters below. Nous mangeons ensemble. This is en. This is again en sound. Semble. Good. We eat together, or we are eating together. Question asked. She is asking the question in the intonation form. We are eating together. Andre said, le soir, tu as. This is not us. Tu as. And this is the conjugation of avoir, if you do remember. Tu as un concours. Concours. That's a competition. A concours is a competition. And tu as is the avoir conjugation. So you have, in the evening, you have a competition, Ala. Question पूछा उसने फिर. Ah oui? Oh yes. Je vais chanter. If it is not in the list, add it, which means to sing. Et danser. It is not there, so please add it in the list. It is to dance. I need the conjugation of it tomorrow as well. The many verbs I've given you, I need the conjugation of it by tomorrow. Tu chantes aussi? That's a question they are forming. You sing also? Oh, oui. Je chante. Yes, I sing. Et je joue du piano aussi. Piano के साथ हमेशा ये combination आना है. Jouer du piano. This is the conjugation for the verb jouer, which means to play. Add this to your list also if it is not there. Jouer is to play. Formidable. Formidable is wonderful. या fantastic ऐसे करके. Formidable. Bonne chance. Bonne chance is good luck. Bonne chance Alain. Good luck Alain. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. I think that's pretty much clear.